I wanted to come on and do a blog before deciding where or what direction I'm going to be taking with my mara. So I've been informed that I've got 63 days. I thought it was, oh my God, 63 literal days, but it's actually 63 working days, which takes me to 5th of January, which is okay. Kapai. I can, I can't, but I can. I'll have to work with that. We're in the middle of level 3 COVID at the moment. And what that means is that, we're on lockdown. We can't go out of our area to a level 2 area. We've been, I can't remember when we went into lockdown, we've been in and out of lockdown this year. And the last time we went into lockdown was around about October the 1st. And that's when the COVID had come to Raglan. And I got the news 2 days ago that I have to move out of my house. No, look, shit happens. Shit happens. This COVID thing, it does things to people. It makes people want to come together with their families. And, the reason why I've got to go is because the landlord or her family, more likely to be her family, are going to be moving back into this property. I've been here for 8 years. And during that 8 years, this property has gone from a dirty, dusty, dry, compact soil property into something that's very, very lush. And I am guessing I'm very lucky that my landlord didn't say too much to me about my gardens that I put in, let alone, she did say something last year about a harakeke, a flax bush that was growing here and that I had to take down, which is okay. So I've always just been pretty autonomous with my growing. That's me. Yeah, a bit naughty not to consult, but so she's been very understanding in that way. So yeah, this was all dry, dusty and yucky. This Fijoa tree, people know it as pineapple guava in other places. I wasn't there before. I've got all my silver beet and my kawakawa, and just a lot of beautiful green and colourful growth happening. This plum tree was here when I moved in, and it kind of hurt that I'm not going to be getting these beautiful luscious plums in the next plum season, but it is what it is. Somebody was gracious enough to plant this plum tree here, and it'll continue creating plums for the next, or food for the next person. So just taking you to the loquat tree. I heard it's being outlawed now, but there's history here. My daughter, she planted a loquat seedling. We haven't borne fruit yet. This tree here, this great big peach tree, and you can see it's got that leaf kill disease on it, but it's slowly coming right. I've been putting my magic potions on it. No, not chemicals. And it looks like it's going to be a really good harvest for the next season, peach season, but we're not going to see that. She grew this from a seed that one of my work colleagues brought into work probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's just taken off and grown beautifully. Really blessed to have been able to share a couple of peach seedlings with a couple of different places. The latest one we planted at the marae and at the community centre, and I can see that the one at the community centre has baby peaches on it, which I'm really thrilled with that, because at least that genealogy, call it whakapapa, will continue. And yeah, I just love that sort of stuff. So I've decided that I'm going to take cuttings, take what I can, seeds, cuttings, whatever, because I've got a huge collection of plants. Some people might not see the value in creeping St John's wort, but to me I do, or Herb Robert, or some of the things that people commonly see as weeds are things that are resources to me. I'm just going to harvest what I can and look at bringing some seedlings, cuttings, whatnot with me. I think the gutting thing is that I nurtured these guys, and some of them are just coming away, and just to only realise, look, hey, that nurturing, that loving that I did with these beautiful plants and the diversity that I've created, that's all going to... During this COVID, I pretty much enjoyed being able to get from the garden what I could, especially when I did not want to go to the shops, when there were people lining up, with their masks on outside these shops. We've just received the news today that New Zealand's going into the traffic light system, the red, orange and green, and yeah, it's welcomed by some and not welcomed by others, because that means that those who are not vaccinated will not enjoy the same things that those who are vaccinated. I will not offer an opinion on that. I know where I stand, and not much comment I will make on that. However, it just doesn't make it very easy when you got to pack up and move in the middle of it. And right now in Aotearoa, in this country, in New Zealand, it's the housing market is incredibly competitive. It's incredibly competitive. It's harder to get on the home, to go out and buy a home. The rents are friggin' through the roof, ridiculous. Years ago, probably about 5 years ago, I looked at a house in another town. Was about $65,000 at the time. Unfortunately, somebody beat me to it. Now I see it's back out on the market for $365,000, and I'm not far out. Wow. Being a single mum at the time, I thought, well, $65,000 is what I can afford on my own single wage. Yeah. Anyhow, let's see what there is out there for me in the future. Not feeling sad. Well, if anything, I did feel some grief about, the first thing I thought about was leaving this beautiful backyard, because it was sacred to me. All the growth, all the things that I did and grew, and it fed our family. And now the plug's been pulled, and I don't know where I'm going to be. Don't even know if I'm going to find a house. However, there's been a couple of options been given to me. Some of them are like, maybe, maybe not. Well, actually, they all maybe, maybe not. Nothing's ever guaranteed in this life. So, yeah. Let's see what happens next. Maybe there's something better for me around the corner. But at the moment, just to impress upon everybody the seriousness of the situation in this country, is that we have got people that are homeless, people that are living in motels, paying exorbitant prices for living in motels, trashing motels, mind you, some of them are. Unfortunately, some of our families out there, well, not families, but adults out there have made decisions that are not very conducive to being in a property, rental or otherwise, and have taken those sorts of behaviours into emergency housing, which is renting in the motels. So, that's not an option for me. No. And I'm not putting this out there as a poor me talk. No. Because, I just sort of hold the faith. I'm holding the faith that there is something out there. I'm not even worried about that. I'm not even worried about that. If anything, it's just like saying goodbye to all the gardens. I'm just thinking, oh gosh, that's crazy. Anyway, I've got my sister calling me. So I'm back again. And it's just been a pretty trippy couple of days since I found out. Funny, some awesome little things have been happening to me since then. When I first found out, I just kind of like, oh my God, I'm in shock. And I put it out there, and I've just received so many messages of support, phone calls, offers of support, and it's really touching. It's really touching and just overwhelming, and it restores my faith that people are great, people are awesome. And to a greater extent, I think, is too because of, what we do with our lives, how we put ourselves out there to help others and to share with others. And I wasn't always a sharing person. I wasn't always a nice person. Well, I can't say that I wasn't always a nice person. It's just that I was always an introverted person. And it kind of took me a long time to come out of my shell and warm up to people and put energy into those relationships, because I wasn't a person that had a lot of energy around people and with people, and didn't always have the skills. And in many ways, I'm still learning those skills. And my goodness, I'm well into my 40s now. So I related more to plants and animals than I did to people, to humans. So just to see all the messages of support and have people ring me and get in touch with me, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I don't really have any words to say about, how that makes me feel. And then, other little things that happen along the way that I take as tohu or signs, indicators that somebody out there someone out there's got my back. And I'm not talking about not just in this physical world too, but also in the other realm. For one thing, I went to the supermarket yesterday because here we've got these banana boxes, and when you're moving house, we prefer those banana boxes because they stack very well when you're putting them into a moving truck or a vehicle. They stack quite nice and uniformly. And we normally get them for free from the supermarket. So I went to the supermarket yesterday, there was nothing. And I just happened to go and park at another supermarket so that I could go somewhere else because there was no parking across the road. And anyhow, I just happened to be walking in a certain direction, and a staff member in the car park was loading her car up with these banana boxes. I'm thinking, oh my God. So, I tiptoe up to her and I said, oh, excuse me, do you have any more of those? And she said, yeah, sure, look, take these ones. I said, are you sure? And she said, yes. And I thought, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's the little things that matter. And I find that, when I've put something out there, and I've got to be really careful what I ask for. I have been asking lately in the last couple of weeks, probably even beyond that, what's next? And when I put that into the universe as in what's next, how can I grow? What's next for me out there? When I put that out there, I find that things change. That change comes. And sometimes it takes me quite by surprise. And I remember the last time I asked that question, actually, I put it out there to the universe, to the atua, I don't know if you believe in God or the universe or, I don't know, aliens. Doesn't really matter to me. I have love for all humankind, no matter what you believe. So after the last time I asked questions and manifested that, was one of the major times was when I left nursing. I just found that I was getting worn down, run down within myself. Loved working with people, but I just needed to get away from nursing. And so I put it out there. I said, please help me to find something to get out of nursing. I need a change. And it just so happened that this wonderful lady, I bumped into her when I was doing mirimiri, or that healing, doing some healings at the community centre. Had nobody come to see me that day and she was the only contact that I had that day. And then she was telling me about this course that she wanted to do. And when she told me about this course, which is to do with growing kai, growing food, and and processing this kai, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's it. Because I had been teaching something similar within the diabetes education classes, and I truly believed that to retrain our people, to change those paradigms, to shift the way that we think and see things about our own health, we need to go back to Papa Tuanuku, to Mother Earth, and we need to have that relationship with her. We need to reconnect with our food, reconnect with our plants, our trees, our medicines out there in the bush. And the moment that I heard about this course, I knew that manifestation had come about. And I gunned for it. I thought, okay, whether I get this job or whether I don't, at least I can say that I've had the experience of going for this job. And I must say, I did get the job and went through some trialing times with the first COVID. It was very trying when we had that first COVID lockdown. And because I was on a fixed term contract, I took a leap of faith. going from a secure job to a fixed term contract, and then to have changes happen within the organisation, and then to have been blessed with full-time to do this full-time. So that's what I do now, is that I teach people about going back to Papa Tuanuku, going back to the earth, working with her, working with the Mauri being the life force, the Mauri of the soil. Healthy soils means healthy plants. Healthy plants means healthy people. Still working in health, just not nursing within those other parameters. I was always a nurse from a young age, just not the kind of nurse with a signature and tick box next to her name. So here I am teaching this beautiful thing about, reconnecting people back to the earth, reconnecting people, getting people to have a relationship with their food that's growing in the ground, with the trees, with their plants. And so the other day when I found out, I had to go into my backyard. And, some people might think, geez, you're mad to talk to your plants. People do it, okay? People do it. And it's that positive, beautiful vibration that you put out there. Just days before, I was saying to them, my riwai, my potato plants, grow, babies, grow. And I got a bit of a shock when I went out there a couple of days ago, and they had grown. Honestly, they had grown. They'd shot up. I could hardly keep up with them. I thought, oh my God, you guys have grown so much in just a couple of days. But now I need to have a talk with you. I'm no longer going to be living here. So please grow fast so that I can harvest you. So yeah, let's see what happens. But they are just growing like crazy. But I also said when I had this little chat with my backyard and all the plants in my backyard, because it's the hosts to so much life, I said, when I go, I'm going to take my mana, my prestige, all the things that make me and make me special within the space, and the Mauri, the life force. When I go, I'm going to take that with me and take it to the new place where I'll be going. So wherever you are, be grateful for everything that is in your life, for everyone that's in your life, for all the blessings that you have in your life. Look at your strengths, look at the positives as much as you can, and just be grateful for everything. Take care, everybody. Have a good evening, day, whatever the case might be. See ya.